Se acabó la espera. Dentro de 2 días más, Watch Dogs Legion estará disponible para jugarse en tus consolas o computador. Y para aumentar la ansiedad, hemos conversado con Clint Hocking, director creativo del juego, para hacerle un par de preguntas. Así que si quieres saber qué pasaría con Aiden si muere o si podemos jugar con la reina de Inglaterra, acompáñanos en este video.
First of all, I have to ask, how has it been doing this digitally?
In some ways, we were pretty lucky on this project because when we delayed the game back in October last year, that meant an extra year of development, and it gave us an opportunity to focus our efforts to fix the game and make a lot of improvements and add a bunch of features.
What was added to the game that you felt like now it is done?
I think there were several major things, but I think two of the most important ones were we added what we call the borough uprising system. Previously, players were saying, I'm supposed to be liberating London from these authoritarians and oppressors, but I don't feel my actions in the world. I feel it in the story, but I don't feel like I'm changing the world. And so we were able to go back in and add a bunch of activities for sabotaging Albion supplies or taking out propaganda or targeting key individuals. And once you do 3 or 4 of those in each of the boroughs, you unlock a borough liberation mission where you for example, it's a custom mission with cool gameplay that's unique, really handcrafted, really cool new missions that were made completely from scratch. For example, going inside the Tower of London in a spider bot and crawling around in all the clockworks to get up to the top. It is really fun, and then that makes the people in the borough like you more, makes them easier to recruit. It diminishes Albion's presence, so it really feels like you've changed and liberated a part of the city, and it feels really good. And then the other major thing we did was we had a lot of individual progression in the game, so characters would level up and get new abilities. And one of the problems with that, we were realizing the consequence was that it made the characters more and more the same. And so what we did was we took a lot of those abilities and upgrades and we pulled the progression apart and we put those on individual people in the world. And so now the people in the world are much more different. And before, a spy used to be a guy who did more damage with silent weapons. But now, a year later, a spy, he comes with a silent pistol. He has a spy watch that jams weapons in a radius around him. He has a spy car that shoots rockets and can turn invisible. So he's much more the fantasy of being a spy.
Can I have the whole London with me?
So there is a limit in the game. We only let you recruit up to a maximum of 40 people onto your team at a time. There's a lot of technical reasons behind that, but what's important though is that every person that you upres, we call it, every person that you encounter in the world becomes persistent in the world. And it's not just like when you profile someone, they become persistent in the world, but them and all of their relationships also become persistent in the world. So while you can only have 40 people on your team, there's many hundreds of people who in the world who've been upresed and who are living dynamically in the world, and you can see them walking down the street. Oh, that's that guy's mother. Oh, that's the blackmailer of that guy I'm trying to recruit. So the world really comes to life the more you play.
Can I recruit the queen?
No, well, the royal family has kind of gone missing. And it's one of the. It's not like they've been kidnapped or anything. They've just haven't made any appearances for many months. And there's a lot of speculation in some of the backstory and some of the text files and things and some of the news broadcasts about why that is.
There's anything that could happen if every one of my team dies?
Yeah. So when we decided to make permadeath a mode, one of the benefits of that was A, if you don't want to play with permadeath, you don't have to worry about your operatives dying, and B, if you do, we're able to make it more hardcore, because it used to be if you lost too many operatives, we would just add new ones to your team automatically, but that wasn't actually a good experience. So now that it's a mode, we've been able to say if all of your operatives are killed, or even if they're all arrested or hospitalized at the same time, the game's over.
Aiden Pierce. And all these important characters that we're getting in the DLC and the season pass and all these special guests that are getting to the game. What happens if they die in permadeath?
I forget the exact details of how it works, but I think if they die in permadeath, I think you just get them. You can go back to the store and essentially reinstall them, I think is how it works. But I know that there were a lot of complicated conversations about how to handle that case. But suffice it to say, you don't lose a character that you paid for, of course.
If you can, send a hi to all the people watching this in Latin America, what you will say?
I'm very excited for the launch of the game, and I'm especially excited to see, who people are going to recruit, who their favorite characters are going to be. There's so many wonderful ways to express yourself by playing this game. I can't wait to see how players engage with it. So, can't wait.